Hello and welcome to our latest video. Today we'll be travelling the line between Leek and Stoke. This was on the North Staffordshire Railway. We'll be going over three sections. The first between Leek and Leebrook. This was called the Churnet Valley Railway. Then we do the Leebrook to Milton Junction. This was called the Leek branch. Then we'll do the Milton Junction to Stoke, which was identified as the Biddulph Valley branch line. So come on, let's get on with the trip. Well, here we are again, another day, another trip. So today we're going to be travelling to Leek to Stoke. This is the site of Leek Station at the moment. As I say, it's a supermarket. It's a very big station and had a lot of sidings. But this is where it used to be. Let's get down there, see what extra clues we can find. So this is the pathway that went down to the station, but also if you noticed on the side there was another pathway that also led to another part of the station complex. But hopefully if you can look ahead you can see where we're heading for next. You can see a bridge. That is where the line is going to lead us to next. So we're looking back now at the station. This is the line that went up to North Road eventually on the Manchester main line. If you notice here there's some steps, these went to the actual station itself. I'm sure we can superimpose a picture to show you on that. So on the left here, this is where all the freight lines used to be, and there was a signal box down at the bottom. So like I say, this is where the main station was, and on the left we also had some sidings. So it's like the station was enclosed by all these goods sidings. It was a very, very busy terminal. So like I say, that was the site of Leek railway station, and this is the line going on to Stoke and beyond. So this looks like the original route. This looks like an add-on, you know, to make it a lot wider. Now I did hear the Preservation Society were hoping to build an extension to their current railway and bring it up to Leek. Does that mean they're going to be coming up this road, or are they just going to be short? I don't think there'll be any route through there looking at the property ahead. Yeah, painful as it may seem, this is the route of the railway. Not very wide. Ouch. That's better. Back to a railway line again. Let's keep going. Yeah, I've been travelling this about half a mile now. This is a lovely section. You've got the golf course on one side and pure countryside on the other side. So if they do consider doing the preservation line up here, it'd be absolutely brilliant views for the passengers. Eee, look at that little beauty, eh? Eee, by gum, that looks fantastic. Look at the way they've chipped those poor navvies. They certainly got the money's worth out of them here. They were not going to go round this mountain, were they? Eee, and there she is from the other side. Just as rugged. And look what I found, a bit of track. This bit of track, wide track I found on the trip. Hey, is this a sign of things to come? Looks like we've got some track here. For some strange reason, someone's just lifted a bit of it out, but this looks like the end of the line. Is this the running line that goes all the way through to Stoke, I've been told about? I hope so. This looked very promising. Yep, this was the start of the large complex called Congleton Junction. So this was the start of a triangle that went off the Churnet Valley Line, and it eventually led up to Cauldon Quarry and to the Waterhouse Station. Now this was an important station because it was also the start of a narrow gauge which was run by the dairies, and it went as far as Hume End. I think this opened around the 1900s and finished around 1930 odd, just before the war. As you can see here, you can still see some of the sleepers that were part of the original line, leading up to that Preservation Society ahead. Here we have it. Time's gone by. Double lines, straight through. Unfortunately now the Preservation Society have killed the link. So here's the other side of that triangle. So this nearest line that we're looking at is the Leek line, the line that we'll be walking. Unfortunately, the Preservation Society have put a big massive fence up which won't allow us to pass, and that's why we've had to take this side route via a field. Let's get back online, eh? And here we have it, the branch line that will take us to Stoke. And from what I've been told, the track is in situ all the way there. It's just very seriously mothballed in certain sections. Let's keep going and let's trace it along. So what I've been told, this line has been partially maintained by the Preservation Society. I think they're hoping to open this line up to Endon. I'm not sure. We'll certainly see how the condition of the track turns out, but it looks pretty sound at the moment. So whilst researching this line, I had some conflicting reports, certainly on the maps, because certain sections showed it's been a single line, whereas in other dates it showed it being a double line. And it does make sense, it does look wide enough for a double line, certainly at the moment. Whether that's going to get narrow as we get along the trip, I don't know. But look at this beauty ahead. Yeah, weight bars are in there and everything. All we need is a signal box to operate it. Very nice. And that's what backs up my theory about a double line. Is that a crossover, or did that actually go to two lines because we're coming up to the junction? As you say, plenty of discarded sleepers here, there and everywhere. But very hard to work out what's what, but it's still all here. And that's a lock device to make sure you don't go onto the wrong line. Nice hut. And just a little further down the line, we have another discarded semaphore. And so the track becomes a little bit more rugged. Let's keep going. Find our next station, eh? Wow, you can understand why they call this a valley railway. Look at all the way they've chipped through this. It is, it's like nature's one with each other. Look at that, very nice. That'll certainly keep them warm in the winter. Better than those stupid concrete ones, isn't it? So like I say, this has been mothballed for quite a while, and as you can see, nature is trying to claim it back. Luckily there's no trees or branches to destroy the line. Again, sticking with our original argument, that is definitely room for two tracks there. Not a single line, like some of the maps say. Yeah, we should be coming to Walgrange Station pretty soon. We're very flush with the canal at the moment. And here we have it, Walgrange Station. Can you see the platforms there? Fully moss. Excellent. Nice, it goes all the way along, all the way up to that bridge at the top. Yes, and I have also noticed we was on concrete sleepers all the way up to this point. Now we've returned to the wooden ones, and they are decaying for fun. So there is a house associated with this. I don't know if that was an actual station master's. So that is usually a sign that there was wires going underneath, so there may have been a signal box here, or a subway going underneath to the other side of the platform. This was definitely the original station buildings. And that's where we're off to next. Like I say, it took me a good 5 minutes at least to walk the full length of this. It is massive. Very nice. Here we go, same argument again. Definitely room for two tracks, even though the platforms only have one platform. Well, compared to the start of the trip, this track is looking very rugged at the moment. I don't know how it's going to stay in this condition or whether it's going to get worse, eh? We'll soon find out. In fact, you're reaching this point now and you can hardly see the track. I thought this was all cleared all the way up to Stoke. Here we have our next bridge. So the next station up will be Endon. In fact, I have been noticing for quite a while now these little funny markers. What are these all about? You clear one bridge and then you hit another. Typical. Like I say, we're just a disused line going through farmers' fields at the moment. There's no railway structures to show you other than the rusty track here. No semaphores or anything, it's just a straight connection. Like you say, it looks like it was the main line that went to Stoke. I think it was called the Leek branch. Not long to go now, just round this corner. Then we're at the next station, Hendon Station, which I believe was a single platform station again. So bring it on. That's what we just walked. And here we're coming up to Hendon Station. And it looks like it's in pretty good condition. Nice station. It looks like this building's in use actually. Station kitchen. Wow, well done. So, why I'm keeping you on focus here, because surely that's not original. I hope it is, but wow. Certainly beating the test of time if it is. Here she is at the back. Obviously this was the goods line, etc. And this is the hell to come. So like you say, this line has been preserved well by the Preservation Society up to the end of this station. Then it's Old Rust School. So it looks like we're back to the old trekking, mate. So although the track is there, it looks like we're going to lose it. It's going to try and camouflage itself. Let's see how it develops. So we just cleared the station, and apparently there was also a very small siding here on the left. It was called a wharf that went down to where the canal boats hang around. I did find some track in the general direction there. Whether this was actually part of the original wharf sidings or not, I don't know. Like I say, that's where our track is, and that's where we're going. So we're doing this walk in late spring, so luckily you can still see the track. I think in a couple of weeks' time that will be invisible, full of all this foliage and rubbish. So we'll consider this a blessing at the moment. Yeah, this reminds me of the walk I did when I went to Milton Junction to Caddy's Head. The track is there, but nature is slowly trying to get it back. So if you notice this pathway coming off, this pathway is in fact the old branch line that used to go to Victoria Mill. It used to cross the canal here and go along the other side of the bank alongside what was originally Victoria Mill. Well, I took on board what a lot of you guys said about bringing your secateurs. Well, there's no way I'll be able to hack through that. This is where the track is. And that's where it's going. Not a lot of clues around here. That's a warning of the crossing ahead. Right, let's keep going, mate. Ooh, it looks a bit rough here. Very close to a farmer and his fields. He'll show me the way onto this. It's a very wet route at the moment. But it looks like it is drying up at the moment on this section anyway. So let's keep walking and see if we can reach our next station, eh? Yep, there she is. Determined to stay, and it looks like there's concrete sleepers, so this ain't going to decay. Yeah, it's certainly getting its own back now. Look at the state of it. It is there, I promise you. As you can hear, we have got drainage here running alongside the line. If this wasn't here, we'd have no chance. This would be a swamp. Wow, I'm not saying this is old track, but look how flat that rail is. There's hardly anything left. As you can see, it's all still there. Just. Don't know if you can tell or not, but we are beginning to curve now, slightly to the right. So this may be early signs that we're approaching the next station. What do we call this? An avenue of trees. I feel like I'm on Royal Parade here. Let's hope there's a nice reward waiting for me at the end. And as if by magic, it's all gone. Well, the two houses, that is. Looks like the guy was sick of seeing all that foliage, but look here. We've got some sleepers, spare sleepers. Oh, and look here. Yay, signalling. I think we're near a station, mate. Yeah, I've got a very large embankment, very close to the line. I wonder if this was the remainder of the station. In fact, it looks like there's something else up ahead. I'll check that first. Yeah, so that's a go. We found the station. This is the site of the station. And I can see the tunnel ahead. So the station ended and the tunnel started. So it gives you an idea on how close they were to each other. Can't see any buildings yet. Let's keep looking. So there's the track. Yeah, there's the tunnel. This is where the station was. In fact, if you look at the side here, you can see some old bricks. Give you an idea on how people originally got here. You notice there we've also got a gate that came into the station. This is the edge. So like you say, I cannot find any clues of the platforms. Looks like they were ripped up. And no signs of any buildings either. So remember, we only had one platform on this side. But no signs of it. And like you say, here we are at the tunnel. As you can see, it was rebuilt to strengthen it. And that is the station building. Nice condition. It looks like that was the booking office, waiting room and everything else. So we then went down to the station that was underneath this. There she's looking back. Let's go through our tunnel. Ooh, spooky. And here's the other side of that tunnel. So bye bye Stockton Brook station. Let's see if we can find Milton now. Yeah. Yep, here's a nice bridge. I'm sure it's one of the many times we'll be crossing the canal on this route. Let's keep going. Perfect. There might be a signal box nearby. Ooh, don't know what that's all about. Well, it looks pretty recentish. Let's keep going. I was under the impression this was a single line, but why have we got a double line here? We've got a double bridge here. I thought this was a single branch line. Am I mistaken? Look at that view. Isn't that amazing, eh? The fact that I'm walking this line and everybody else is walking the line, we're keeping nature at the sides. So creating this fantastic avenue for anyone and everyone to walk down. This is wonderful. And I have noticed that certain branches that breach the track have been lopped off. Is this a sign that this track is being maintained? I hope so. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit guilty. I've walked quite a while and not done any filming because there's nothing to film. This is just a straight through line. There's no bits and bobs on the side to show you. There's no architectural features. But this is a fantastic line and it's perfect for preservation. So somebody snap this up. This gives you an idea on what is both sides of this track. It's just brackle, brackle and more brackle. You would have no chance of walking this if these guys hadn't looked after this section. Like you say, the section I'm walking, it's like heaven. Yeah, by looking at the width of this area, I'd certainly say it was double lined. It's two parallel with each other. You see the sidings are an alternative line. Let's keep going. Still a while away from our next station. As you can see, it's getting a bit muddy. Make sure you bring your boots out if you're going to do this walk. No plimsolls on this trip. Looks like there's a bridge coming up. Let's check it out. There she is, pretty modern structure. Stainless steel girded chops. Alright, so I'd say we're just way past the halfway point between our last station and the next station, which is Milton. Let's keep it going, mate. As you can see, she's getting a bit more overgrown at the moment, but not too much to put you off the walk. You can still see your way through. That's the important thing. Here we have the concrete sleepers. Damn, we should only become wooden ones again. Old school. Yes, I'm sure there was a double line here. Look, there's our line, second line, and the bridge that's out. And so we hit our first major barrier of the day. Looks like we're not allowed over this bridge. Unless, of course, you leave the door open. Yep, here it is, a nice wrought iron bridge. serves its purpose. And again, it's definitely double track. Maybe in a building at the side here, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like this track is now well used. Yeah, I think nature is winning this battle at the moment. It's looking pretty well overgrown, but there are plenty of users using this. So let's keep going. Now there's plenty of greenery here, but there is a bridge in the background there. That is Leek New Road. After Leek New Road, that's when we'll be making our approach to Milton. Wow, look at it, we found it. And here we make our way into Milton. And I am on the platform, bring it on. That's what I like. Platform, oh yeah, this is perfect. Oh, it's not even been touched. They've normally been destroyed when they're on the freight lines, but it's still here, it's all here. This is fantastic. Wow, amazing. So that shows you how far away we are from the bridge, if you can see it in the background. And this is the station, Milton Station. Nice station indeed. Compared to some of the stations we've been to, they're usually pretty short, but look at this one, it's going on and on and on. Like mainline status, this. Wow. And there's more. Will this station ever end? Look how long it is. Massive. Look at that in the background, you can still see where the original rocks were when they built this station. They were perfectionists, they were. Fantastic. So looking at some old map, this is where you actually got onto the station, right at the side of the bridge. Apparently there was a station building up there, and effectively there was a walkway that came down, and that's where you got into Milton. And now this is where the trip becomes a bit more industrial. We're approaching Stoke eventually, but this is where they started having sidings, holding sidings here, there and everywhere. I think there's also one or two collieries coming up. So let's see what clues we can find for them, eh? As you can tell with this boundary wall, there was track here. That's the track as it stands, but there was definitely a track here. It looks like there was some sidings, some loops, most probably freight loops to allow the passengers to get through. It just goes on and on and on. Let's follow it, see where it leads. Ooh, this looks a bit more serious. Let's see where it leads. Yeah, it's just a fence to get over. Now we're going to get round that, eh? There's a bridge from the roadside. And here she is from the other side. Like you say, health and safety. Looks like it's a weak bridge. We nearly lost the line, but it just keeps popping up every now and then. So let's find this junction. Like I say, it's sounding pretty industrial around here now. So just walked up slightly from that bridge, and it was around here we had a junction off to the left that went to the British Aluminium Works. It was a very big complex, but it had its own personal sidings that went right round its border. There she is, that's the clue we were looking for. Straight up, straight through into the Aluminium Works. So this massive field, which is now abandoned, was where the Aluminium Works used to be. By gum. Yeah, we walked up quite a bit now, pretty close to Milton Junction. If you look in the background, we've still got that aluminium place. You can still see the boundary wall for it. There's bits of railway junk here and there and everywhere, and like I said, it was definitely another running track here, maybe two. So let's keep going, find this junction. Yeah, it looks like the silver birch is trying to take hold. That's what you get for not walking the line, eh? Soon becomes impassable. Oh dear, who's stolen our sleepers? Cheeky buggers. Right, so there is the line that we're on, and this is Milton Junction. So it's at this point here that the line split. Follow that route, leading eventually to Congleton and the main line to Manchester. And here it is looking back towards Stoke. This is a quirky little design. Very small lattice bridge. Very nice. Yeah, looks like we've got level crossing ahead. Let's check it out. There you go. I don't think we need to pull that to allow people to cross, do we? Right, let's start making our way to Stoke. Yeah, you can see where the old railway junk is. Look at it, nicely piled up. Beautiful. As I say, it was double track, so that looks like the excess from the second track that's been dug up. So, as you say, the track's still there, not in the best of conditions, but still visible. Yeah, I do get the impression somebody's trying to open this line, you know. Look at all this birch, it's been cut. The fresh cuts, these. They're trying to get rid of all this foliage in order to expose the line again. Is this you preservation guys, or is this network rail got a conscience? Nah, I don't think so. I've been walking for quite a bit now, but this track is not in the best of conditions. I don't know if it's because it's been covered in all this moss and so it's decaying quicker, but this will definitely need replacing. It's very old school. Look at the shoes on it and everything. Let's keep going. Yeah, looks like we're crossing the canal again. Nice wrought iron bridge. 2 lines.
Logging, dude.
I can now say the line is officially buried. It's underneath all this crap. Good luck with digging that out. Here's the next bridge. Looks like it's unsafe again. Very nice. Yeah, like I say, dodgy bridge. Don't go near. Let's keep going. Right, we're on the approach now to Bucknell. Apparently there's some kind of a sawmill here, as well as several sidings and of course a station. So let's see what lies ahead, eh? Oh dear. Looks like poison ivy's took over the track. Just see a bit of it there, yeah? But she's gone. Hopefully she'll reappear soon. Yeah, looks like we've got some kind of a footbridge ahead. Like old school as well. Actually, it looks like a road. Yeah, that's a road bridge going over. Yeah, apparently we're very near a location where there used to be something called Bucknell Sawmill. That was on the right hand side, and that's coming up. Anyway, there was also another siding that went through this park here at the side of it. See where the fencing has changed direction? That's where there was a siding that went up. Here's another one of those fancy bridges. Disguised behind that aluminium there. But like I say, there was a siding and it started here and it went up there, through that field, round the corner. So this is a location of the sawmill, which later became some holding sidings for North Wood Colliery. Yeah, it did have its own sidings. These look like some kind of imprints. But yeah, this is exactly where it was. Yeah, looks like there's a heavy duty gate here that led into the yard. I wonder if this is where the railway line came through. So around this location there was a hive of activity. There was some kind of a tramway that was bringing stuff down, ferrying it down and loading it onto the railways on this actual location where the sawmill was and everything. And if you look over here, does that not look very suspiciously like a location for a signal box? Certainly does. So I'll put on the diagram so you can at least see where the lines went and hopefully trace it yourselves. But as you say, industry's destroyed what clues there are, but at least you knew where it was. Right, so just a bit further down I can see a bridge, and underneath that bridge we'll hopefully find a station. So here is our next bridge, and straight after this bridge we should find a station called Bucknell and Norwood Station. So this was the original bridge, and the station started straight when this bridge finished. So the bridge would have been started, sorry, the station would have started there, as it would have done on that side. Originally there was a walkway from the original bridge that went down to the platform. Yeah, that must be crazy. Been through a bit of brambles here just to find you a platform edge. That's where she was. And she went along, like you say, destroyed with the infrastructures that followed. Yeah, can you see that moss? That was the platform. Yeah, there she is. That's a better idea. I'll keep it filming. Yes, 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 that's better. Whoa, look at that. That's a lot better. Yeah, so where them bits of wood are sticking out, That's where the platform edgings was. Yeah, there's just a tiny bit more, as you can see. Can you see them? That's a lot better. Yes, there's the platform. Right along this edge. Like that last station, it's a pretty long station. Served the needs. Ooh, look at it, it's going on for ages. And like I say, on this side, this is exactly where that other platform would have been. But there's no... Oh, the phone. Whoa, there's Shah. Oh, she didn't let me down. Nice, there's your platform on the other side. Excellent. I can see him on the other baby as well. Nice. That's where she finished. And here we are at Biddulph Valley Junction. This is looking to Stoke. And this is looking up the line. Here we are, we're on that alternative line. As you can see, the track went straight ahead and it looked like it was double track. It's a nice wide run, that. This line served loads of collieries and eventually rejoined the main line at Normacote. And there she is looking back at the junction. Right, let's continue on with the trip. Yeah, you can tell this was a junction. Look at it, look how wide it is. Bump, 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 all the way up there. And this is our line going all the way up there. Perfect. Looking back on that junction area. And here we are looking forward to where there will hopefully be a colliery and an ironworks. Pretty close. Yeah, I've just noticed here the ground border has expanded. We're getting ready now. This is coming forward to Berry Hill Coal and Ironworks. Had a very big pit and obviously a very big ironworks with plenty of sidings. Let's see what we can trace. So where you're looking at all these fields is where the slag heaps were for the colliery. All around here they were. There was a pit called the railway pit, there was a Rose Hill pit. It was strewn with the industry. They wanted coal, they needed coal, so they dug for it. So you can see how close a neck it is here. I can promise you now, from here onwards, it's going to expand. Big time. Yeah, around this location there were some lines that went off on the spurs. But it's all been levelled out, you can't even tell where there was lines. Shame really. As you say, this is where all the pits were. It's just open land now. No sign of the industry past. It's a bit sad. I wonder why they've done that. Very strange. Right, so we're coming up to a lattice bridge. Cast iron again. So, apparently the railway line originally went underneath here to serve the colliery. This is where the line went under. Yeah, from the looks of it, it looks like it was his own little private railway, you know. It wasn't connected to our line because it went from a coal depot that was up near the main road to the pit head. So I expect they did ferry stuff up to the main railways itself, but this was, like you say, just an underpass. It definitely had a railway track, in fact loads of tracks. Yeah, but I do like the architecture on this. Very old school. Well done. Yeah, you can see yourself this area is well used by railways. Had loads of sidings serving the industries. Right, let's move on to Fenton Manor. Ooh, very nice. Couple of bod boxes. Let's check them out. Yes. Let in. There's a bit of a gap in the middle here. I think this was a signal box, you know. Yeah, it makes sense. I think we've got a signal box. There she is from the other side. Very nice. Local artist been at it again. Just to remind you what industry we're talking about. Yeah, approaching the tunnels shortly. And it's getting very jungle-ified. Still walkable though. But my railways underneath all that. There's an interesting sight. In the middle of nowhere. Well, there's our line. And this is the hell to come. Fenton Tunnel, which I believe will be flooded. Oh my godness. I'm only just staying dry, but I don't know how. Oh my god. I'm nearly done it. Here is the tunnel. Oh, I was told I'd have to go over, but luckily I can just see the rails. So as long as I stay on the rails, I should hopefully stay dry. Just got to balance now until we hit them cones. Wish me luck. Wow, dry land at last. Oh, the crazy things you get up to, eh? Woohoo! Knocked that off my bucket list. Right, let's get to the end of this tunnel. Here we go, surprise, surprise. Yep, we got two of them this time. Must be my lucky day. Well, like you say, this is the dry end of Fenton Manor Tunnel. Let's go and find Fenton Manor Station. Just leading up to it now, look at all this fancy brick, eh? This certainly looks like we're getting ready for a station. Very ornate. Is this our platform edge? Could be, you know. Just climbing the embankment slightly. It looks like some kinds of remains of an old wall here as well. Is that the original pathway that came down to the station? Yes, yes, yes. Look at that. That's the original buildings. Look at the brickwork. Fantastic. Excellent. So that is very close to where I just filmed that wall. So come on to the station here. Go into the buildings. Go on the platforms. Oh, this is super. Oh, I didn't think any of this would be here. It's even got the original signposts. Remember the ones that used to be put on there? The maroon ones? Excellent. Look at the platform edge here. Nice. That is the original platform edge. Perfect. Look, it's going along, along, along. That's exactly as it should have been. Nice. Shame there's nothing on the other side. Well, gives you an idea on where they were. In fact, there is something sticking out. I'll check that out. So here we are on the other side. Looks like some kind of tarmac or something been put on top of what was originally the station. That survived, whereas the bricks, as you can see, have been strewn here, there and everywhere. But the tarmac, being as stubborn as it is, has lasted the test of time. But yeah, look at it. Here's the birch taking over everything. But you can still see that edging on the other side. Expect that was the original platform, you know. And again, looking on the other side, they're going to Leek side. Is that one of them posts again where they used to have the maroon signs? Look at all the brickwork underneath. There's loads of it. Wow, look at that. A nice little bod box. That must mean we've got a signal box nearby. And the first of the bridges I've seen with a number on, bridge number 2. Must mean we're near the end. Bit of the old signalling leading up to the junction. Yeah, you can tell people haven't been walking this line. Nearly totally gone. Looks like there are one or two dedicated followers of fashion, call it what you will. So we're getting very close now where the line curves round and joins on with the main line that went from London. At that point there, hopefully we should find some traces of where there was a very big engine shed. North Staffordshire engine shed it was. So here's our line. But look at all the space, the potential for space for sidings on both sides. Yeah, you can certainly tell we're getting ready to hit the centre. And that's how far out from Stoke we are. Looks like there was originally a sign here warning the people of something coming up ahead, or maybe the name of the junction. And so we make our approach to what I suspect will be bridge number 1. Here she is. Just as I expected. There she is. Very nice. There's our tunnel from the other side. And here's the final approach leading up to the main line. Now, behind you there That used to be a massive locomotive shed. Massive it was. Loads and loads of sidings. In fact, on the other side there was also a roundhouse. But there used to be a very, very big locomotive shed. So as you can see, Network Rail have been pretty busy around here. In fact, to be truthful, this line looks like it's live. Well, in fact, the whole line in theory is live, but this looks like it's been used. I expect it's used for engineering purposes, but yeah, certainly some life in this baby. Whoa, look at this. We've got foliage on the line again. In fact, I did notice there's some track lifters up there. I wonder if they're using this as like a test bed to make sure they're operational before putting them on the main line. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so like I say, this is used as the yard now by my mates at the Network Rail. And that's where that track curves round, hopefully joining the main line very shortly. I'll give you one last shot of that, and then we'll move on to Stoke Station, eh? Well, here's our line. It's been officially tapped off. No one's nicking any of those track machines and bringing them through here. Here's our line. And this is where it joins the line through to Stoke. In fact, this is where our line ends altogether. It's now been severed. Look at it. Ah well. Come on, let's go and have a look at Stoke Station. See what's down there. And that's where we've just come from. I'm in the car park here at Stoke Station, but originally this was all marshalling yards. There was loads of lines here. As you can see with the space, it's absolutely perfect to have the goods next to the passengers. Very ornate station there, but also on a massive, massive marshalling yard here. Hope you enjoyed the trip, guys. I certainly did.